Oh my. Happy Friday the 13th, right? It's always a crazy thing that day. Okay, I think I'm finally connected. Hello, everyone. Goodness gracious. And are my glasses fogged up or my computer fogged up? I don't know. Hope everyone's doing well. We'll give everybody a minute or two to find us. I don't know why Facebook was being a little difficult tonight, but I think we're good now. And we'll wait for everyone to jump on. All right. Grab water, get a drink. Hope everyone is doing well on this much warmer but still cold February day. This is our weekly Facebook Live on Friday instead of Thursday. And I have a super cute and easy card for you tonight. A little bit of a variation from a card or a fun fold we've done in the past. But yet another way that you can add some dimension and do something just a little bit different with your card. So again, I'm going to wait just another minute or two, and then we will jump in. Hello to everyone who's joining. Thanks for being here. Say hello. Let me know you're here and that you can hear me okay. All right. It's crazy how fast time is going. Hi, Linda McFarland. Hello, Linda Offox. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Like I said, today is Friday, February 13th, 2026. This is our Facebook Live here on DonnaStamps.com. Thanks so much for being here. I just want to remind you of a few things that are going on right now. We had a new last chance refresh that popped up. And maybe it's not new to you, but it was new to me that quite a few items have been discounted that were currently in the last chance list. So make sure that you check those out and see if any of your favorites that you haven't yet gotten are available and now available at further discounts. It's always fun when you can save some money. We have new kits coming out this month that are super cute. You can check those out in the kits collection. Let me grab my little flyers here. Bonus days. If you earned bonus day coupons last month, now is the time for you to be able to redeem those. And again, you have until the 28th of February. Make sure that you use those by the 28th, okay? So they don't carry over into the first few days of March. They end on February 28th. You can use as many as you want at a time, or you can spread them out over multiple orders. But you need to, when you're putting those in as a little trick, make sure that you put a comma or you hit enter so that they are stacked. Okay, when you're putting in your codes, and that way it can read it and it will take those $5 coupons off for you. Okay, so you have until the 28th to take advantage of that. We have a brand new product of the month. It's so pretty. It's called Painted Illusions. Mine isn't here yet, but as soon as it gets here, we will definitely be playing with it. It has a lot of pretty pastels in it and some colors I wouldn't have necessarily thought to put together, but now that I'm seeing them, I'm loving them. So it has Darling Duckling, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, and Pretty Peacock. Gorgeous whites and just a lot of pretty spring patterns that you're going to be able to make some gorgeous cards and pages with. Now, this is, of course, part of our product of the month, which means when you spend $75 before shipping and tax and after any coupons or Stampin' Rewards, you can get that pack of paper for $5. Well worth it. You know, our packs of 12 by 12 are $12.50, so you're saving well over half if you take advantage of that. Now, you do still have the blue florals paper available, and we also still have the fabulous sayings, and I'm actually going to use that tonight, that you can also get if you did not take advantage of those in December and or January. So check out all of those. If you're on my online store and you just type in product of the month, all of them will pop up for you so that you can see them. We have an awesome join promotion going on right now. We're actually going to play with the Stampin' Positioner. This is coming. It's not available yet to customers, but it is available to active demonstrators and anyone who takes advantage of the starter kit through the month of February. So from now, February 3rd to actually March the 2nd, you get $125 worth of product for $99, and they're going to add the Stampin' Positioner for free, and that's a $49 value. So again, it's a great opportunity to get some of your favorite items basically at a discount, of course, and then to get this too. So you're going to get basically $175 worth of product for $99 because you're going to get that for free. So take advantage of it if you like. If you have questions about it, let me know. Again, absolutely no obligation. My entire team is all happy shoppers. And we have the best time getting together, stamping, doing all kinds of things together. But of course, they get to enjoy that discount on anything that they purchase. And that goes through March, April, May, June. So through the end of June, technically the end of July. So again, great time to take advantage of that. Now, the Positioner is going to be available for customers sometime after the join promotion. I don't know if sometime means later in March or April, but it's coming soon, just not yet. Okay. Club Cove registration is up. If you're not familiar with what Club Cove is, that is my monthly card club. It is a card club to go. You make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs. And in that kit, it's $30 for porch pickup, $38 if you need me to ship it to you. And you get anywhere from $22 to $25 worth of product in your kit. In fact, let me grab one really quick. I meant to do that to just kind of show you. And I'll also show you the cards for this month. So for the month of January, we did the lovely arrangement. So your kit comes like this, and you can see that all of your cards are already cut and scored and embossed for you. And you get an embellishment, you get ribbon and all kinds of, and there's paper and different things all in here for you. Okay. And then let me just show you the cards that they made, because everyone should have gotten their kits by now. And you make 2 each, and we do all kinds of different fun folds, etc. This is a split panel card. And then we have this fun fold that looks like this. So these are all cards that are stepped up just a bit for you. But you are going to have so much stuff left over that you're going to be able to make even more cards, etc. down the road. So it includes your PDF, full color pictures, etc. And It is a subscription. You can sign up for monthly to come out automatically. If you stay in for 6 straight months, you get a bonus pack from me for $25 in product. Or if you don't really want to commit, but you want the kit, then you can reach out to me and I will send you a link so that you could purchase just that kit. And then, of course, each month I change it up. And we pick a different stamp setter bundle. So for the month of February, we are doing Greenery Lane. Where is that? I'll grab that too so you can see. And Greenery Lane is an awesome, awesome bundle by itself. It has these wonderful dies that goes with it, and everything will be die cut for. But you're also going to receive a whole roll in your consumables of the washi tape, and we're going to be using this washi tape on all of our cards. So a fun thing. If you're interested in it, you want to try it, you can find the link here on DonnaStamps.com, or you can reach out to me and I'll send you that link. And you have until the 20th to sign up to get this month's kit. As far as events that are coming up, we have a birthday Stamp-A-Stack on the 22nd. You have until this Sunday to register for that. That's 16 cards, 4 each of 4 designs. For $25 are free with a $40 order. That same day, we're doing Stampin' Bunko, and that is going to be $30, and you have until this coming Wednesday to sign up for that. I do have a very, very small amount of spots left over, but we're going to be making 4 cards. You're going to play 3 rounds of Bunko, and you're going to have goodies, all kinds of things. So we do this quarterly now, and Mother Nature decided she wasn't going to be real nice to us, as we all know. So we had to reschedule. So we are doing it this month, and that allowed me to open up some extra spots. So come join us and have some fun. And that is at the Marine Corps League, where I do the majority of my classes right over by St. Martha's Church. All right. So hello to everyone. Thank you. Yes, Kim, you are one of my happy shoppers, and I love having you on my team. Linda, you're also. Diana. We have all kinds of people on here on my team, and they enjoy getting that discount, that's for sure. So on our last live, again, make sure you're commenting, saying hello, letting me know you're here. And then I always put everyone's name in a hat to draw out a name for the card I did on our last live. Now, we ran into some technical difficulties, mostly stamping difficulties from me. So I made a couple of modifications to the card when I corrected it after the video was over. So I just want to make sure that you know those changes. And of course, all of the measurements and the supplies are up on the Creative Cove with DonnaStamps. If you're not currently a member, that is my customer group. That is a private group, but you can go over and click on the link and it will take you right to it. And I post extra pictures and different things over there so that you can see. But this is the card that we did. And it's kind of a gift card holder in itself. Super pretty. The changes that I made were on this layer. I actually put a layer and did my stamping and then attached that layer. And then I made this pocket just a little bit larger so that the gift card would fit in it. So all of the measurements are correct over on the Creative Cove. Everything is the same. It's just that you're going to stamp on that center layer instead of stamping on that section by itself. Okay, so I've got everyone's name in the hat. And of course, if you have questions, you can reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you. Now remember that Facebook Lives are only good for 30 days. So I upload them all over to my YouTube channel and you can watch those indefinitely. And again, just let me know if you have any questions on any of the videos that you see over there. Okay, let's see who's going to get this card. Whew, I'm throwing it. This card is going to go to Linda Lighting. So Linda, I've got your information. I will get that ready for you. And of course, if you share my video, your name is going to go into a separate drawing for a stack of cards from my stash. So just make sure you type the word shared in all capital letters, and that way you will be included. So let's see who is going to get this. This is going to go to Norma Bryant. So Norma, I also have your address, and we'll get you squared away as well. And then, of course, if you place an order in my online store that is $35 or more, you are going to receive a thank you embellishment from me. I do a different one each month, and I send these out at the beginning of the next month. And for the month of February, we are going to use the Moody Palette Glossy Dots. Just love these. You've got Secret Sea and Old Olive and Cloud Cover, and then a white. So beautiful colors that can be used on lots and lots of different projects. All right, so we are going to utilize the Stampin' Positioner in a basic way, but I want to give you an idea of how it basically works, okay? And then moving forward, we will do some future things with it as far as techniques and those kinds of things, okay? So let me put the camera down, and I will show you what we're going to do tonight. All right. Thank you, Linda. I love designing for my Club Coves. I get to kind of pop them up a little bit, kind of a little more, I don't want to say advanced, just a little more stepped up. And we always include fun folds. Okay, so let me show you. I am pulling out some classics. And when I mean classics, I mean things that were in the catalog that I haven't used in a long time. And I wanted to go back and pull out some of those before they were gone. Because they were some of my favorites in the very beginning. And I'm going to use colors that I don't use often, which makes it even more fun. Okay, so we're going to start with a piece of Gorgeous Grape. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and you're going to score it at 1 1/4 and 4 1/4. You need another piece of Gorgeous Grape. And we are going to utilize the Perennial Postage dies, which these are phenomenal. And they kind of get forgotten about in the catalog, but they are just wonderful in that there's so many different sizes that you're able to layer on top of each other, which you'll see. So we're using the second largest, also in Gorgeous Grape. We have a piece of basic white for the inside. This is your standard 4 by 5 1/4. We have another piece that is Highland Heather, and this one is 4 by 2 3/4. And again, all the measurements will be up on the Creative Cove shortly after, so you can grab those there. You don't need to write them down now. You need a scrap of Highland Heather to do some die cutting. And then for designer series paper, I am using the Perennial Lavender. This is on the annual catalog, and you can see it's one of my favorites. I use it up, especially for springtime cards. Lots and lots of different patterns. You've got some greens here, just some beautiful, beautiful colors that you can play off of. So you're going to need 2 different patterns. This one is going to be 3 3/4 by 2 1/2, and I actually picked one that kind of was a scene when I did my cutting, so that would be our main focal point. And then from the second pattern, you need 3 pieces, one that is 5 1/4 by 2 3/4, and 2 pieces that are 5 1/4 by 1, okay? And then inside for our front label, I have this little tiny label out of the Perennial Postage in basic white, okay? Now this is a pretty quick and pretty easy card, but you'll see that it's kind of one that is a take or a variation of an easel card. Okay, I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Positioner. Okay, a couple of things that I will tell you, and I kind of mentioned these last week. This is so light. I cannot get over how light it is compared to my very loved Stamparatus. But they kind of work, they definitely work differently. And I think for just working with it, you're going to find that you can do some of the same things, whereas the Stamparatus had 2 plates. This one only has 1 large and 1 narrow with it. And like I said last week, this one, you don't close the door. The door fits down into these grooves, and these will push down. I don't know if you can tell that. They push, as does the feet on the bottom of this plate. So when you go to pick things up and or to do your actual stamping, you're going to be pushing down. There's not going to be a lot of rubbing, etc. that's necessary. Okay, now I am going to put my paper in, and before I do that, this is not part of the join special, but you can also purchase as a side the grid paper, which I'm very excited about because I love being able to have small pieces of grid paper to use. One side is inches and the other side is centimeters. And they actually have little holes at the top that fit into these grids. So I'm going to put those in just like this to hold. Now, I'm going to pick these magnets up real quick. The other thing there is, and I don't know if it's going to pick it up on the camera, there are markings across the top. And right here, I'm going to try to tip this just a little to see if we can pick it up. There's a little triangle where you can fit your paper here like this to be able to stabilize your paper. Now, you don't have to do it that way, but I love that that's an option because it sits very nice in there for you to do your stamping, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there, and I want to stamp the word happy birthday across the middle of my card, okay? Now, I've got it here. You've got some magnets. These are more circular. You see, they're very strong, but I'm not worried about these like I was with the Stamparatus. Number one, they're not going to bite my fingers. If they come together, these little I don't know what I want to call them, like a little jacket that it sits inside, keeps them from breaking. They're also easier to get apart, and I love that it has this little tab. So what we want to do is put those down, okay? And then we are going to lay our stamp, and I'm going to use this big happy birthday from the Fabulous Sayings, which was the January product of the month, and I'm loving this stamp set. I love the larger images for your sentiments as well as the smaller ones that you can mix or match with it. So I am going to pull off my happy birthday here. And then I'm going to decide where I want it. And I want it right about here. Okay. So I'm going to put it right side up onto my paper where I want it. Okay. Now, when I sit this on, I want you to see, and I'm picking it up on purpose, and hopefully you can see it. The plate is not touching the stamp whatsoever, okay? And it's going to work the same way when I pick up the stamp. So I've got it where I want it. So all I'm going to do is press down, okay? And I don't really have to press hard. And now that has picked up my stamp, okay? I'm still in my spot, I believe. Yep, there we go. So it's right where I want it. And now if I sit this back down, you can see that even though I've picked up the stamp, hopefully you can tell, the stamp's not touching the paper. Not yet, okay? So I'm going to take it off, turn it over, leave everything else as is, grab my ink pad, ink up my stamp where I want it. Okay, so I've already got it picked up. It's on the plate where I need it. I'm going to turn it over, line up again my feet, and then I'm going to press. Okay. And then when we pick it up, you can see our image. Now notice that, let me pick this up. I'm not going to move anything, but kind of right here, I didn't ink it very well, okay? So what I'm going to do is bring that plate back in. Make sure I've got everything inked nice and well. The other thing I love about this is that because it kind of sits up, it doesn't pick up the ink on my plate like it was with the Stamparatus. But if it does, all you have to do is wipe it off, okay? So now we've got it right where we want it. We're going to put our plate back on. Still not touching, right? Press down. Now I am just going to take my thumb. Nothing fancy. I don't need that rubbing tool, etc. I'm just going to rub my thumb right there because this is kind of a narrow stamp as far as my image. And if I rub it just like that again, I'm still holding pressure. When I lift it up, now look at my image. My image is nice and tight, okay? And right where I want it. Hi, Tracy. So it makes a wonderful image, okay? And then all I have to do is take my chamois and clean off my plate, etc. Okay? Now, you don't have to put your paper up here in this guide. And when you're putting your magnets, what I like about them is the magnets are thinner, okay? So you can actually put these up closer to where you want to stamp, and that way it won't pick it up. Okay, but you could have easily just put your stamp across the middle like you normally would to be able to pick up that placement. But I like the fact that I have this little mechanism here that kind of centers my paper and holds it tight. Okay, so we've got that done. So we're going to do some more repetition stamping and different things with this down the road, but I wanted you to just kind of see how easy it is. And I will tell you that my hands have gotten to be a little stiffer than they used to be. So I can't always hold stamps and press, especially those great big ones. And I love the fact that this is actually very easy to use. Okay. All right. So this is going to be my centerpiece. And while I've got it out, I'm going to go ahead and take one of these pieces of designer series paper, and I'm going to add this to the bottom because this is the inside of our card. And that way we've got that done and we can work on our main focal points. And again, this is just a simple card. Well, I cut that too short, or a little short, but that's okay. Maybe I cut this long. All right, we'll just roll with it. Okay, so bring in your piece of paper, and we're going to do mountain and valley folds. Okay, so we're going to fold our card in half. Where did my bone folder go? That's not the one I want. Okay, And we're going to go ahead and burnish it in half. And then this little tab that we scored at the bottom, we're going to lift that up just like this, okay? And then let me trim this because this makes, it's annoying to me when it's not lined up. So bear with me a second. And I did, I cut it just a tad too long, the white piece. All right, much better. This is going to fit right inside. So I'm going to go in and add that. Normally we work from the front to the inside. Today we're going to do it a little backwards. All right, so we're going to add this piece here to the inside, just like this. Leave our border around just like normal, okay? There we go. All right, then this piece is going to go right here. Am I doing this right? No, right here. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Okay. This one's going to go on the front. Here. Right? And then this one is going to go here. And I believe when we cut this strip, we cut it just a tad short. So we don't want any white to show, okay? So we'll modify this to make this piece just a tad bit wider. I'll do another sample and show that to you, okay? So that's gonna go on here like this, okay? And then on these pieces, this small piece that's kind of got the seam is going to go here on the front. Just like this. And then this piece is going to go onto here like this. And I want all of this to be flat. Don't run out on me, we're almost done. Okay, so that's gonna go here. Okay. Just like this. All right, then we're gonna take this piece and we're gonna center it on the card, but we are only going to adhere it here on this little flap, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run my adhesive onto the flap, leaving space on either side, okay? And then this is just going to get centered right like this, okay? All right, so that's going to be that, right? Okay, and then we've got our little label here, and I have the word hooray, and I'm going to ink it up in Gorgeous Grape, and I'm going to stamp it. So this is just an alternative to an easel card, okay? So you've seen lots of other easel cards. This one works the same way, and we're going to take this and grab some dimensionals that were just right here. Where did they go? Over here, along with my gems. Okay. And we're going to add 2 here and here. I know, I can't believe, Linda, that they actually carried this paper over from a mini. and put it into the annual catalog. They never did that before, and I was excited when they did that. So we're going to add this right here in the front, okay? And then I need to burnish this again. And make sure that you have good, sharp images with this. And then this is going to sit like this, okay? So you'll put your little word there to make that stopper. Now let's dress him up a little bit, okay? And you could actually, in fact, I am going to do that. Let me see if I can lift this up. I'm going to pick this up just a tad because where I want to put it is actually right here at the edge, okay, of that designer series paper, so that when my card is closed, you don't see it, okay? Now, out of the beautiful butterflies stamp set and bundle that is currently on the last chance list, I used that little scrap of Highland Heather, and I cut 2 of the small butterflies, okay? So I'm just going to kind of round them with my bone folder and then take my fingers and kind of push them back just so that they have some dimension to them, okay? So roll them up and then kind of pinch them back. And I am going to add these on here with some mini dimensionals and my pokey tool. And these fit perfectly on the bodies of these little butterflies. Now you could stamp another, because of this paper, we could stamp another one on here. I am not. I could have put something else, but I'm just going to leave it like that. Except I keep dropping things today. There we go. Let's take this off. I'm going to put one butterfly here in that space. And I'm going to put another one over here in this space, kind of. Okay. And then I have the purple fine shimmer gems. And there's actually several different shades of purple here. So you've almost got the light ones that are your Highland Heather. And what I want to do is I'm going to take 2, oops. Let's see if I can pull that out. Here we go. I'm going to put 2 of the lighter large ones into the center of my butterflies. And then I'm going to do, let's see, do I like that? Yeah. And then I'm going to add just a couple more of these here. Remember, we have to do an odd number, so we'll just add those here. So that's 4. Let's add one more. And we'll put it over here. Well, let's put it down here. All right. So again, now when you pull this up, you'll notice it'll sit. Now, what I like about this one is it's almost sitting straight up and down, okay? And of course, your piece that you put on there decorates the back, so it's easily one that they can sit and enjoy on their desk, etc. all the time. I just love how this looks. And then I added the piece of white, like I said, on the inside, so you still have room to write. You could also put a piece up here if you wanted to put additional place for you to have your sentiment. But super, super cute and really easy, and a great way for you to be able to use up that designer series paper. Okay, So that's your card for tonight. So I hope you like that. Grab those things you haven't used and give this card a try, because it really is super easy and very limited. And of course, as far as the piece up here with your postage, you could use any labels that you have that will work. If you don't want to have scalloped edges, you could simply do it with just squares of designer series or paper and or cardstock. But I love the scallops on these perennials, so don't forget that they're also in the catalog. So if you need anything, please let me know. Thanks so much for being here. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day tomorrow, and we will be back next week with yet another Facebook Live here on Donna Stamps. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.